Hi everyone, Jaime Kalman Chipko here, and just a little Jaime Magic for you today to help you reach your goals, or if you're not reaching your goals, I just wanted to give you a little bit of inside information as to why that may be. So our topic today is, what is the upside to your downside? You're like, what the heck are you talking about, Jaime? Well, what I'm talking about is whenever there's something that you really want to do, right? Maybe it's lose weight or quit smoking or start that business that you've been talking about wanting to start, right? Or open yourself up to a new relationship. Maybe you're really ready to meet that person and put yourself out there and get into a loving partnership, right? Well, if you notice that you have these clear goals, but you're not reaching them, or you'll take a step towards them, but then maybe just one step, and then all of a sudden it's like you hit pause and it's like a big step back, or maybe you take a couple of steps forward and then a couple huge steps back. If you notice that you're finding yourself in this pattern of what we often refer to as self-sabotage, I want to just give you a little peek behind the curtain in terms of your subconscious programming so you can understand why this might be happening and what you can do about it. Okay? So, in my work as a certified empowerment specialist, what I do is I help people make positive changes and I help them make sustainable changes. Okay? But if you understand that human beings are highly resistant to change, because change inevitably moves us out of a comfort zone, right? It pushes us out into uncertain territory. And human beings really need consistency and predictability to feel calm and confident in most cases. What is often the cause of our anxiety is uncertainty, right? So, or lack of control, right? Those two things cause us to feel very anxious. So when we become worried or scared, we tend to shut down, and we also tend to really dig deep into our subconscious programming. And our subconscious programming is basically that hardwired system that's in place to keep you safe. It's there to keep you alive. It's there to keep you feeling loved and appreciated and accepted, good enough, and safe in your body. So the reason that I'm saying this is because when you have a goal that moves you outside of your comfort zone, you're going to run into that subconscious programming. It just happens. So if you find that you are self-sabotaging, right? Like you're starting to move forward towards a goal and then inevitably you hit a bump in the road and then you're right back to square one again. What might be happening is, well, actually not what might be happening, but what is happening is you're running into your programming. There's something about your goal that you are resisting being, doing, or having. Okay, so for example, let's say that it's that you really want to lose 20 pounds, right? Or maybe you want to lose a larger amount of weight. Maybe you want to lose like 50 pounds or 30 pounds, right? Like a significant shift. You might know exactly what to do. You might have the diet that you know you need to do. You might have the workout plan in place. You may have all those pieces in place, but you just can't seem to do it. There is a tendency to beat yourself up and be like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep self-sabotaging? Well, first of all, I invite you to reframe the term self-sabotage because it is so negative sounding. Perhaps you could say, you know what? I notice that my programming is kicking in and I must not feel safe. There's something about my goal that I don't want to do, that I don't want to be, and that I don't want to have. And I wonder what that is. So instead of being critical with yourself, go into curiosity, because that is the fastest way out of self-criticism is curiosity. Excuse me. Collect myself for a minute here. So there is an upside to reaching your goals, right? And let's just use the weight loss one as an example. Obviously, there's some great upsides to losing weight. You'll feel stronger, you'll feel healthier, you'll feel lighter. You might feel more attractive. You might feel proud of yourself, right? Your clothes might fit more comfortably. You might feel like you'll have more longevity and quality of life in terms of your health. So many things, right? But if you find that you're not doing what you know to do, it's not that you don't want your goal, it's that there's something about your goal that you're resisting. So it's important to look at what that might be. And those are what I was referring to earlier, which are the downsides. There are downsides to your goal. For example, in the weight loss example, the downside to that might be that you feel like you're going to be restricted, or you have to be really rigid with yourself about what you eat. Maybe it's really expensive. Maybe the types of foods you need to eat are not within your budget at the moment, and you're feeling really stretched financially. So the idea of losing weight puts you into a financial, precarious state that feels really unsafe to you, and you don't want to do it, right? Maybe the weight loss goal is more of a deeper healing issue. Maybe there was a trauma in your past, or perhaps, a history of abuse. And, it could be possible that losing weight makes you feel like a target. It makes you feel more visible to people, and perhaps it's more comfortable feeling somewhat hidden and invisible under the extra weight, but perhaps if you lost that weight and felt more attractive, people might be attracted to you, and it might attract attention to you that feels unsafe or threatening. So obviously those reasons I just explained, they're not, self-sabotaging in a ridiculous way, right? Or a sadomasochistic way. They're there to protect you from something that you actually really are legitimately concerned about. So that's why I'm always telling my clients, listen to our feelings. Let's listen to our feelings rather than judge our feelings or be critical of our feelings. Because we want to listen to the feeling because there's a message in that feeling that's really important. And once you get that message, then you can work with it. Okay? So what I would recommend my clients do if I was working with the weight loss client would be that I might have them take a look at some of those subconscious beliefs they have about, is it safe to lose the weight? And we would actually want to take a look at what are they emotionally reacting to when they think about losing the weight? How do they feel about it? Because if there's a strong emotional trigger or an emotion that is linked to the downside of reaching your goal, I hate to say it, but your subconscious mind is going to do everything in its power to keep that goal from happening. Because if there's a threat, its whole job is to protect you from that threat. So it's going to distract you. It's going to, that negative bias is going to click in, and you're just going to be noticing all the downsides to your goals or all the reasons why you can't go for it right now or why it's not safe to go for it. So this is all our subconscious programming, and you're not stuck with it in some prison kind of way. What you learn to do is you learn to hear yourself and meet yourself where you are, listen to the feelings as guides, not as facts, but as messengers. And you start to look at it what am I supposed to be learning from this? And then, what I do with my clients is I actually help them to get the emotional charge down. Because I'm telling you, when you're in fear or any kind of trepidation or stress around your goals, it's really, really difficult to push through them and move through them. So it helps hugely to understand what the downside is to reaching your goal so that you can then take a look at it. You can inquire, get curious about it. You can dig into it. You can see how real that threat is, or perhaps maybe it's not as real as you think. Or maybe there's a plan that you can put in place to help you around the areas that feel scary, uncertain, or threatening. And also there are techniques like emotional freedom techniques that are also known as tapping, hypnosis, neurolinguistic programming. There's wonderful, wonderful techniques out there. Energy healing, prayer, meditation, breathing. There's so many things you can do to help get that emotional charge down, to diffuse the emotional stress. Because when there's a big emotion attached to something that you want to do, it's just really difficult to work against it. And you don't have to. So that's what I love to do. I love to help people identify what it is that they want, what are the upsides to getting that goal, but I also love to help them to really understand and get clear about what the downside to their goal is. What are those downsides? What are you afraid of about it? What do you not want to have to deal with about it? And the reason this is important is because that's actually what's blocking you from reaching that goal. It's those subconscious downsides. But once they become conscious, you can work with them. And then you're not stuck. And then you're not self-sabotaging. You can make choices. And choice is where your power lies. So I would love to share more information about this with you. And if you want to learn more about the, subconscious blocks to your success, whether it's, business or personal life or your love relationships, please reach out to me, leave a comment here, subscribe to this channel. I love to share tips and tools and techniques to help you have a more peaceful and purposeful life. And you can also visit me on Facebook at Inspired Healing and Awareness. And you can also visit me at my website at inspiredhealingandawareness.com. So have an awesome day.